G'day and welcome to Black Opal Direct. My name's Justin. Well, today I have a pea knobby that is just so perfect that it has a line of potch with almost the dome sitting perfectly on the gem. And it looks to me like the colour in this gem is almost an exact match to a gem that's in my collection. And I'm hoping that we cut ourselves almost a pair, because the one that's in my collection, which I'll show you now, is a very rare type of colour that I don't see very often. So I'm hoping that this one cuts a very similar gem. I can't wait to cut it. But anyway, it's time to get it on the wheel, and let's see if we can get that special little gem that I'm hoping for out of it. I mean, this gem has really got quite incredible colour in the green that I just don't see very often, and I'm really going to savour the moment and take it on the really fine wheel, because it's not a great sized knobby. It's probably around 6 carats at the moment, but I would imagine there will be probably a 3 carat, 2.8, 3 carat gem in it. That's my guess anyway. So I'm going to start the wheel up and do the usual thing, which is take it around the edges. Put my powerful glasses on this time. There we go, that's better. And I love just touching the wheel and seeing what that skin of the opal has been hiding. And it's always, or usually it's a nice surprise, because that skin can hide some pretty nice patterns. And so I've gone around the edges of it now, and I kind of like what I see. I really do like what I see. Because I don't know, where's that gem torch? Now, because I don't know 100% how clean it is in there, there could be copite needles, there could be all sorts of things, but now that I see with the edges being a bit cleaner, there is some spots that have to come in. I can see a few skin type copite needles, and so it will come in a little bit, but I don't know if it's really going to come in a long way to get to that really pretty kernel. And you can see that the shape is pretty close to what I'm actually going for, which is going to be quite a round oval, or even maybe a round, depending on what inclusions get in the way. So I don't know if it's worth my while shaping it too much right now until I know where the best colour, pattern and gem sits, because I could be grinding away nice colour that, you know, may not sit, or maybe sitting right where the gem should have been. This sand spot here, this is my only main concern, or one of the main concerns, because you can see I can scrape a fair bit out of there. And yeah, well, it looks like it's actually not going too deep either, so it's not too bad. And that back, you can just touch that back, it's not a bad back. A lot of people think that, or will think that, when this stone is cut, because that line between the colour and the potch is almost perfect, people are going to say it's a doublet, and mostly keyboard warriors online that actually haven't had a close look or don't know who we are, will call it a doublet, and it's up to them to knowledge themselves up. But I think it's time. I'm going to take its top off and see if I can get this colour going right across the whole gem, and if it is, oh, it's going to be beautiful. Alright, I'm going in. Please clean up for me nicely. A little colour kernel sitting right there, it looks like. It's like a nucleus. Colour is coming through quite nicely. There's a couple of sand spots that are making me take the colour down a bit further than I was actually comfortable with. Let's have a close look at that and see where the sand spots are. Well, I was thinking I'm cutting a gem just like the one in my collection. This one has turned out to be totally different, but it's still beautiful in its own way. And I can just about remember every gem P Nobby I've cut in my life, and this one is no exception. So I might just keep this one as a nice memory. So it's looking pretty nice. I think I can bring it in. There's a big sand hole on that side. That's going to have to come in a bit actually. So let's just bring it in from this side first. Yeah, the big sand blob right there, as you can see. Could stay inside the stone because the colour is bright enough. It could just stay in there and hide away. It has a chance. I may polish this stone twice, you never know, just in case. If I cut this gem and the sand spot starts to show up as I polish it, then I will probably recut it and bring that sand spot out. But at the moment, because it's not really showing, it's not too much of a concern. So let's just give it a beautiful shape, which I've hardly had to touch the wheel at all to get it to where it needs to be. And I love knobbies like that, where the stress and the unknown is just not as much there. It's just a little bit easier. So there we go. I think I'm ready to start the polishing process now. It's sometimes really difficult to decide whether I want to leave an inclusion in a gem or not, and usually I don't like leaving them in, but I think this one might just get away with it. And I can't decide if I'm indecisive or not. I do hope that this sand spot does hide in the colour. The colour's quite bright, but if it doesn't, we will just have to recut it a little bit later on. But for now, I just want to see how it comes up polished. And it's looking pretty good already. It's quite nostalgic getting a rough parcel from yesteryear, where my father and I used to cut together. Seeing this type of opal once more brings back a flood of memories. And now my time has come to lead the way with my son, and for him to experience a parcel like this is something that he will never forget, and nor will I, as the journey has come full circle. I get to share this parcel and my knowledge with my son, which I'm very proud to be able to do. I know my father would be very happy and proud of his grandson, and to hope that one day he'll be better than any of us and more successful, which is something that every parent wishes for their own children. As for mining in Lightning Ridge, Saxon's been waiting for the mines department to approve a few things for quite a while now. But I know that when we start getting digging underground, Saxon's beginner luck will come through like it always has in his life, and I bet he will find some opal. I might actually put some new polish powder in there. I don't always do it, but when I'm trying to get a really nice polish on a top gem, I suppose it does help a bit. Let's get some of that nice paste all over that felt. That should make a beautiful polish. Every opal I cut is unique. You'll never see another one the same again. And when I look at opal, I see so much more. The ocean, the earth, and life. So I've had to adjust the gem to suit the little sand spot in the gem, and I have shaped the stone so that it's actually got a little bit more of an even back, but it is kind of, it's just a little bit out, and the reason is because of that sand spot inside. If I start to make it into a perfect shape, I run the risk of that sand spot coming through to the surface of the gem, and I really don't want that to happen. So as you can see, there's this sand spot deep inside the stone, and when you hold it to the light and look at the colour is actually covering the sand spot. And I'd love to know your opinion. Do you think that this is a good cut? Or do you think I should have cut that sand spot out? Or is it best left as it is with a beautiful natural sand spot deep inside the stone that doesn't really hurt the gem? Anyway, let me know in the comments. We got to weigh this. What is it? So that's 3.23 carats. 3, 4. So that's about a $7,000 gem. That's not bad. That's taking into account the inclusions in there. If that was not in there, I would have made it a $10,000 gem. So it's not bad. Let me know, critique my cutting. Is the polish good enough? Is the shape good enough? And is everything else good enough? I'd love to know. There's plenty of cutters out there. Love your opinion. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.